There is a kind of breakup that doesn't just end a relationship, it ends a version of you. Not dramatically, not loudly, quietly. You wake up and something is missing, not just her. Orientation. If you're going through a terrible breakup right now, this is not a video about moving on fast. This is about staying intact. And before we go any further, subscribe to this channel if you want guidance that doesn't rush your healing or insult your intelligence. This is not noise, it's steadiness. Now listen, a terrible breakup doesn't hurt because love ended. It hurts because identity collapsed. Your routines were built around someone. Your future contained someone. Your nervous system adjusted to a shared rhythm. And when that disappears, your body panics before your mind understands. This is why logic doesn't help at first. People tell you, focus on yourself, stay busy. She wasn't right for you. None of that lands. Because the pain you're feeling is not emotional weakness, it's disorientation. Your system is asking one question over and over, where do I put my energy now? Here's the first truth men are never told. Closure is not something another person gives you. Closure is what happens when your body stops waiting. And waiting is the most exhausting state a man can be in. After a brutal breakup, most men unknowingly enter a dangerous phase. Not grief. Suspended hope. You replay conversations, you analyze details, you imagine alternate endings. Not because you're weak, but because your mind is trying to regain control. Hope feels productive, but hope when misplaced becomes self-harm. This is where Stoicism begins. Not with detachment, with containment. A Stoic man does not suppress pain, he limits its reach. You do not let the breakup consume your entire day. You do not let it speak for you in every moment. You do not let it rewrite your self-image. You feel it, but you do not kneel to it. Here is the second truth men rarely hear. Your urge to talk about the breakup is not about healing. It's about offloading chaos. Talking helps selectively, but constant explanation keeps the wound open. Each retelling reactivates emotion. Each analysis reinforces attachment. Silence, when intentional, stabilizes the nervous system, not isolation. Silence. This is why journaling works better than venting, why walking works better than scrolling, why solitude, used correctly, heals faster than distraction. Now let's address something uncomfortable. After a terrible breakup, many men lose self-respect before they lose hope. They text, they check social media, they ask mutual friends questions they already know the answers to. Each action feels small, but together they send a message inward. I am no longer in control. And the body believes what behavior repeats. Stoicism is not about pretending you don't care. It's about not acting in ways that make tomorrow harder. This is where discipline becomes compassion, not harsh discipline, protective discipline. You remove triggers not but to protect your recovery. You don't stalk updates. You don't reopen wounds for information. You don't negotiate with memories. You let the absence be clean. Here's something most advice never explains. Pain does not decrease in a straight line. It comes in waves. Strong days, weak nights. Moments of calm followed by sudden collapse. This does not mean you're failing. It means your nervous system is recalibrating. A man who understands this stops judging himself for regression. Judgment adds weight to pain. Stoicism removes unnecessary weight. Now listen carefully to this part. A terrible breakup exposes where your life was too narrow, not where you loved too much, but where too much meaning lived in one place. This is not a criticism, it's a map. If one loss destroys your sense of direction, it means other structures were underdeveloped. Purpose, brotherhood, physical exertion, solitude, competence. You don't rebuild by chasing happiness. You rebuild by expanding load-bearing pillars. This is why physical discipline matters after a breakup. Not to look good, not to prove anything, because the body needs certainty. Lifting weights, running, cold exposure. These aren't trends. They are ways to teach your nervous system, I can endure. Endurance restores dignity. Now let's talk about memory. After a terrible breakup, memory becomes distorted. You remember highlights, you forget friction, you romanticize what was familiar. This is not nostalgia, it's withdrawal. Your brain misses the chemical pattern. Stoic clarity requires this discipline. You remember the full truth, not just the good nights, the misalignment, the compromises, the moments you shrank. You don't demonize her. But you stop idealizing the past. Reality grounds healing. Now comes the phase most men mishandle, the urge to replace. New attention, new connection, new validation. This feels like recovery, but often it's avoidance. If you carry unresolved attachment into something new, you don't start fresh. You bleed sideways. Stoicism teaches timing. You don't rush to feel better. You rebuild until feeling better becomes inevitable. Here's a principle worth holding on to. A man heals fastest when he returns to self-direction. Not goals, direction, daily structure, wake times, movement, work blocks, intentional evenings. Chaos is what hurts. Structure calms the nervous system, not perfection. Structure. And slowly, something shifts. The thoughts lose their edge, the silence feels less heavy, the future stops feeling hostile, not because you forgot her, but because you found yourself again. This is the part no one warns you about. The pain will be gone, and something else will appear. Clarity. You'll see patterns you ignored, boundaries you didn't enforce, places you abandoned yourself. Not with shame, with calm understanding. That's growth. And growth born from pain is quiet power. If you are in the middle of a terrible breakup, do not rush your recovery. Do not perform strength. Do not narrate your healing. Endure privately. Rebuild deliberately. Move forward cleanly. And if this video gave you language for what you're feeling, like the video, it helps this reach men who are suffering in silence. Subscribe if you want steady guidance through loss, identity, and rebuilding. And share this with one man who's pretending he's fine, but isn't. Some breakups don't end relationships, they initiate men. And how you handle this one will echo for years. Stay steady.